Everybody, welcome to another episode of Ink TV. My name is Will. I'm out here at the Crocker Art Museum in Sacramento. Come and join me. All right, I'm here at the Crocker Art Museum with Sara Gorrell from the Crocker Art Museum, and she's going to talk about this beautiful piece here.
Yeah, so we're in the exhibition Legends of Los Angeles. Betty, Leslie, and Allison Sarr in the Crocker collection.
Sara, can you please tell us about this piece? It's such a beautiful piece.
Yeah, so actually I'm going to first have us look at it together, so do a slow looking activity. And when I take my time looking at art, I like to sort of step back and look at the whole thing. Maybe start at the top, work my way down to the bottom. If your eye settles on a specific part, that's fine. Just sort of absorb the whole artwork. All right, so oftentimes when you're looking at a piece of art you're interested in, you might take a look at the label to see what the title is. Sometimes it's untitled, which is really disappointing. Other times you have just an amazing description. Leslie Sarr is actually inspired by the written word and a writer almost in her own right. So she has created a beautiful title for this artwork that asks the viewers to sort of imagine their own story. So I'm going to go ahead and read the title. It's Serpenta Dambula, born under the shade of a black willow tree in New Orleans in 1826, sat on a rock, turning rain into tobacco smoke. All right, Will, so now that I've read you the title and we've looked at the artwork, I'd like you to look at the artwork again and tell me your thoughts.
I think the turning rain into tobacco smoke piece kind of gives me kind of the feeling of tobacco, kind of that weathered feel, that gritty feel. It looks like, because her skin kind of is reminiscent of like the brown tobacco leaf, and the whiteness kind of reminds you of something that people will wrap tobacco in. So it kind of symbolizes, I guess, the experiences of Black people working in tobacco fields, specifically in places like Virginia. It kind of gives you a history to it, but it also gives you kind of an empowered feel because she also looks like royalty. She has kind of the floral pattern on her collar, and the snake kind of looks like a crown.
Yes, the snake, the snake to me feels like smoke, you know. And again, the artist is telling this story and she wants the viewer to sort of create their own story. So what do you think the title and artwork say? Hi, so now we're in the Crocker Studios and we're down here to make some artwork. I gathered up some supplies. We have some paper bags, some coloring utensils. I have some markers, colored pencils, maybe you have crayons at home, use whatever you have at your house. Some scissors, some glue, both, you know, any glue really would work. I also have some scrap paper, even some scrap like ribbon that I had laying around. And then I have some fun little doodads. You know, this is costume stuff that I found in my junk drawer, mismatched earrings. Maybe you don't have jewelry, but if you wanted to add some sparkly details, maybe some balled up foil. Do you have any ideas? Stuff that you might have at home?
Anything really. I mean, you could use old duct tape. I mean,
duct tape.
If you have an old drawer that has like empty like straws or like anything that can be used as scrap, you can turn it into art, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm looking at your overalls. So the first thing that popped in mind was buttons. Like we all have spare buttons. Maybe you have a shirt that you're giving away that you really like something on the shirt, maybe some lace. I think any of that would be great for this project. All right, so since the artwork that we looked at had a really interesting and almost magical title about the character in the artwork, I thought we would start with the title of our piece. So what do you think? I think we should first start off with a name. Right. So name our character.
Yes.
What else?
And then we should next describe, I guess, their like whatever they're doing or kind of action that they're doing as well.
So use some nouns, some adjectives to spice it up, and then
what they're doing after.
Yeah.
So we can describe it with a verb. So like if they're running or jumping or flying, whatever your imagination comes up with.
Cool, cool. All right, I'm gonna give this a try. All right, did you finish?
I did. What title did you come up with?
I was inspired by my cat, so I wrote, Albie the orange tabby escaped the forest and discovered an underwater palace.
That is absolutely magical.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it.
What was your title?
So I was inspired by my journey out here. So I called it Sir Stanley, the boy from the Midwest, and his journey through the winterscape to the Wild West.
Very cool.
So very Western inspired.
Yeah, yeah, moving to the West. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
So now we're gonna make a banner, just like the banner that we saw in the galleries. And we're gonna use our title as our inspiration. So I'm using the paper bags for the banner because you can make these really large. So what we're gonna do is take our scissors, and if your bag has words on the outside, just flip it over, use the other side. I cut the bottom of mine out so I can make a banner that goes like this. And we'll cut his a little differently. Again, it doesn't matter, but I love that he kept the handle because that gives him something for his banner to hold. So do what works for you. And what I'm gonna do is, you don't have a lot of space here, but I'm gonna sort of trace out a banner. So I am going to do maybe like a triangle on the bottom. You do whatever shape you want. And this will be my shape, and I'll cut it out. All right, now that we have our banners and our shapes, we could go ahead and get started in drawing our characters. Use whatever materials. I'm gonna use a colored pencil. What are you gonna use?
I'm gonna use one of my pens. I'm gonna use a couple of colored pencils, a couple markers.
Great, yeah. Let's get started.
All right.
All right, Will, I'd love to see what you made.
All right, so this is what I made, this lovely piece of art. So this is Sir Stanley from the Midwest takes his journey across the country to the Wild West. I really wanted to capture that by changing the colors. So I started with the colder colors, and then I kind of progressively got hotter. I began to love jewelry more and more as I got to the West, so I wanted to kind of incorporate that as well. What about you?
I really like how the chain goes off of your banner and how you can sort of like open it up.
And we got a little bit of interactivity here too.
Yeah,
as well.
very cool. And I love how sort of abstract it is. So I kind of went in the opposite direction, and I have my Albie, the orange tabby. And, in my title, I say that he discovers the underwater palace. So as I was working, I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if he turned into a pirate. So, like all pirates do, I gave him an eye patch, an earring. So yeah, and I really liked the border in the artwork we saw upstairs. So I incorporated that on my artwork as well.
I really do love the way that you kind of capture the essence of a pirate cat. I mean,
yeah, a pirate cat.
Both adorable and dangerous. I'm really scared what this cat might do. He has a little pirate earring.
He's gonna claw you, is what he's probably gonna do.
It's scary. So.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Right, so I really hope you take some time to create your own banner inspired by today's artwork and write up your own title that tells a story of your character. And come visit us at the Crocker. You can come see this artwork in person, but also see all the other artworks that we have at the museum. Art around us tells stories.
Please send us your artwork at inkathome@916ink.org or post it on Instagram and tag us at 916ink.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Ink TV. We really do appreciate all your love and support. For more videos like these and more YouTube content, please like and subscribe by using the button right below. Thank you, and join us again on another episode of Ink TV.